Did you know that the mental health report released by World Health Organization shows that 1 out of 8 people globally has a mental health disorder, which equates to 970 million people? In Tanzania, children and young adults aged 0 to 24 years struggling with mental health issues don't always have access to adequate care because they lack understanding about mental illness and its causes, leading to mental health crisis. Mimi ninaamini katika kuweka kipaumbele afya zetu za akili, na ndio maana hii season hailengi pekee katika kukusaidia kuelewa hali ya afya akili nchini Tanzania, lakini pia inalenga kukusaidia uwe na uelewa mzuri wa afya akili. Please tune in for all of this information. Hey guys, welcome back to our 7th episode of Mental Glow. If it's your first time to listen to Mental Glow, please do join us on our Instagram and Twitter page at Mental Glow TZ. And if you want to chit chat or talk about anything concerning Mental Glow, please do not forget to use the hashtag Mental Glow TZ. In this episode, we'll be talking about getting through grief because it's something that a lot of people are going through in our society, and it's something that we would like to talk about on how it affects our mental health. And with me, I have a psychologist. Her name is Miss Subira Mollel. Welcome, Miss Subira Mollel.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here with you.
Thank you for being here. Did you guys know that grief has its roots in the Latin word which means gravis, and roughly it can be translated as a heavy burden. So it's something that most people do experience in our day-to-day life, and some people may not even know what exactly it means by the word grief or what it entails. So Ms. Mollel, would you kindly please enlighten us what is grief?
Okay, thank you very much. So I'll be talking about what grief is. So grief is a natural reaction to loss. Grief is both a universal and a personal experience. Individuals' experiences of grief vary and are influenced by the nature of the loss. Also, some examples of loss include the death of loved ones, the ending of an important relationship, job loss through a theft, or the loss of independence through disability.
It's a good thing that you've talked about losing. You can be grieving about your lost job or even a relationship, because mostly people think that grief is only about losing a loved one because of death, but it can also be losing your job, ending of friendship, or even let's say you were having a house, but then it was taken away from you because you had, what can I call it?
You had a connection with it. Anything that you had a connection with it, when you lose it, you get this natural reaction to loss.
Yeah, exactly. So it can be anything. It doesn't have to be necessarily a loss or a death of a loved one. So that's a very good point out there, that most people will be able to know what exactly it means by grief. It can be anything or anything. So what are the symptoms of grief or somebody who is going through grief?
Okay, thank you very much again. We have several symptoms of grief, and it varies from a person to a person. But to mention the few, we have intense sorrow, pain, and rumination over the loss of your loved one. We have focus on little else but your loved, not focusing on anything else but your loved ones in case it's death. Extreme focus on reminders of the loved one, or excessive avoidance of the reminders. Now, in case of reminders, we talk about in case of any loss that you have encountered in your life. Intense and persistent longing or pining for the deceased. We have problems accepting the death in case of loved ones. We have bitterness about your loss. We have feeling that life holds no meaning or purpose. This can apply in so many things. We have lack of trust in others. Probably in case of relationships or breakups or divorce, we lost the trust to others. We have inability to enjoy life or think back on positive experiences with your loved one. You're just thinking about your loved ones, and you have inability to enjoy other things about life. But we have complicated grief.
Yeah.
Also may indicate some of the following signs. Probably having trouble carrying out normal routines.
Yeah.
Everyday normal routines. Probably you're unable to go to job, you're unable to go to school, you're unable to go to your business. Yeah. Isolate from others and withdraw from social activities.
Yeah.
Experience depression, deep sadness, guilt or self-blame. Believe that you did something wrong,
Yeah.
or you could have prevented the death or something that has happened. Probably the house has gotten into fire and you're like, if I were there, I would have prevented it. Yes. Feel life is not worth living without your loved one. Wish you had died along with your loved ones.
Yeah.
So those are some of the signs of grieving.
Yeah, at some point there are so many people out there that they have lost their loved ones and they always blame themselves, like, I wish I could have done something to prevent that, and that it's something that hurts or affects their mental health. And as if we were able to make that person change that mentality, like, I wish I could go back and change this, or I wish I could go back and, let's say, tell my mother not to do this because it could have caused the death that it has caused her. But then we are not in this case. So many people, it's hard to take them from that state of self-blaming or attacking themselves, and which eventually affects their mental health. So that being said, there are so many stages that a person goes through during grieving, and one of the stages may be denial. Yeah. So how does denial affect a person psychologically?
Okay, thank you very much again. First of all, I would like people to know that denial is a defense mechanism that helps minimize the pain of the loss. But it is sometimes that it helps. Most of the effect of denial are negative. It's your brain way of protecting you from the pain, so you have some time to adjust to your new reality. So denial is typically experienced immediately after a loss, as your brain works to process it. So you may also experience other emotions like sadness, anger, guilt, or anxiety while you're in this stage of grieving as you start to confront the loss. So sometimes denial is a stage when the loss feels unreal. Like you don't accept that the loss has happened. It can be healthy if it gives you time to slowly ease into the next part of your life. So that is the advantage of denial. It can be healthy if it gives you time to slowly ease into the next part of your life. But otherwise, it's a stage that impacts so many people psychologically. So we have some characteristics of denial, like feeling shocked, being confused and disoriented, shutting down and being unable to process emotions, of which this seems like this. The impact of denial. Avoiding reminders of the loss. So seeing someone avoiding the things that has happened, that is a sign of denial. Someone has to be able to face the things, even if they relate with the situation. Okay, sleeping more than usual or lack of sleep completely. Yes, staying busy all the time to avoid thinking about the loss, so you're not even able or capable of facing the loss. Engaging in mindless behaviors and being easily distracted. Focusing on the needs of others instead of your own. Thinking or saying I'm fine or everything is fine. So this is a statement that sometimes indicates denial, like, how are you after the loss? I'm okay, I'm fine.
Well, deep down, you're not fine.
You're not fine. And using substance like alcohol or drugs to avoid facing reality, of which it's going to impact our mental health. So this also is a sign of denial, and this is a negative impact of what? Of denial.
So I had no idea that denial can impact us positively, as you said from the very first start. So that's a very good thing that people should know. And if you're listening right now and you're going through denial, it's better that you seek psychological help immediately, because it may affect you negatively if you keep on holding on to things that you have no control of right now. So are there any series of tasks that a person can do to get over and be able to accept their loss and move on with their daily life?
Yes, thank you again. So there's so many activities. I don't know many activities that I should mention, but I can mention okay. I'll be fast because I can mention even almost 100 activities that can help someone passing through this stage. So there's some of the activities that can help someone cope with grief, and I can mention them. Like these are very simple activities, but it depends from a person to a person because each person has his or her own lifestyle. So each person has the interest of activities that are different. Okay, so the first one is go for a walk. Okay, you can call an old friend. You can take a nap. You can color in a book, brush your teeth. As I said, they are just activities which are normal. Tidy up your room, organize your day, reflect things in gratitude, watch a movie, eat favorite meal, spend time cooking, meditate, go for a run. You can do yoga, listen to nature sounds. You can write a letter to a loved one, or you can even write a letter to yourself.
Or you can write your emotions out.
Yes, right. Putting it in a journal. We say journalizing. Or you can watch a documentary. You can take shower. You see, you can take a warm bath. You can read books. Some of the people who are interested in books. You can watch movies in Netflix, or you can watch movie in anyhow. You can watch your favorite sport games. You can plan for a short weekend or trips, maybe with friends, or because it's not a very good time to isolate yourself. You can take a short weekend trip, as I said. You can spend time with friends. You have to make sure that you don't spend much of your time alone because you'll end up reflecting the same thing that has happened. You can invite family over or friends over to watch movie, to cook. Okay, you can go out to eat. You have to move out. You don't have to close for yourself inside the house like throughout the week, throughout the month. You can go to movies. You can experience a live play like a football match.
For those who love football.
Yes, and that's why this series of activities, you just have to select the ones which match with you. Yes, you can explore the city for the ones who loves walks. Yes, you can go for picnic. Then at home, you can watch funny videos, and
that will make you laugh.
Yes, that will make you laugh. Or you can get a message from loved one. You can dust your house because we said that sometimes staying in a place that is very disorganized, it is even increasing the rate of your mental problems. So you can clean your house. You can look at the stars for the ones who love. I'm not sure if people love this, but
some people may see that that's for white people,
Yes, but you can do.
It works.
And you can feel good and you can feel better. You can go to salon to cut your hairs because during this time of grieving, some of the people normally becomes very rough because they don't take care of themselves. Okay, so you can go through pictures. You can take pictures. You can write down your favorite memories, the ones that made you feel good and great. So it takes you back to moments that you felt good. So it gives you the meaning, like life has more meaning than what I am going through. You can go for shopping. You see, if you have money, because sometimes it's monetary issues. You can buy yourself flowers.
Or even just take flowers from the garden.
Yes,
just the tiny things that matter.
Yes, you can keep in because sometimes it can be expensive. You can attend classes of the things you have always wanted to. Example, cooking classes, dancing classes,
or develop new
hobbies. Like now the ones which you mentioned, like watching movies, reading books. Yes, you can listen to music. Music is a very good thing that boosts our emotional well-being. So you can listen to music, the music that you're interested with. You can join new clubs, probably in Facebook or in WhatsApp, the ones that will make you feel good. For the ones with spiritual things, they can attend religious service.
Service.
Yes, it is very good as well in making someone feel good. You can explore new hobbies, as you said. You can explore new hobbies. You can eat a piece of fresh fruit. It really helps, like apple. It really helps. It's
really?
Good. It is good for mental health. Banana.
I had no idea. had no idea.
Yeah, it is something good. You can appreciate the simple things.
True, exactly.
It's not that just you can wait for big things to happen so as you can be happy. When a friends visit you, you can appreciate the moment.
True.
When you cook a nice meal for the family or for yourself, you can appreciate the moment. Okay, you can volunteer yourself in some activities if you find yourself so much, lonely or idle without activities. You can bake cookies, sometimes learning new meals. These are the things that will help you go through. So there are so many things. I don't know if I have enough time to mention them all. You can tell me, but there's so many things. You can spend time with your partner if you have your partner. If you don't have your partner, you can spend time with friends or with your kids and whatever.
And I think also for those who have partners and they have gone through thing or someone, they're going through grieving something or someone, they may also be shutting down, not being able to have a conversation with their partner.
Sure.
So how do you help that person?
Okay, first of all, the partner should understand that this person is passing in a crucial time, that she or he needs extra attention. We need to understand our partners when they are passing through the hard time of grieving. Because it's a matter of time, they'll be okay. Maximum, we say maybe 90 days to 120 days. Some people, depends with how fast someone get okay. So partners have to understand their fellows that they're passing through the hard time. As time goes on, they'll get better. So we have to do for them things that they enjoy and they feel good, without expecting anything from them as a return.
Exactly. Because so many people start to complain, like, she's not the same like she used to be. She's shutting me down. She doesn't want to talk to me, And then eventually, since they do not communicate, their relationship starts to have some, let's say, it starts to break slowly, and eventually there is no more communication or intimacy. So it's one of the impact that that affects so many relationships negatively.
Yeah, sure. So we should be tolerant with our partners when they are passing through the hard time, believing that they'll be okay with time. Yes.
So thank you so much, Miss Mollel. This has been very insightful. Thank you so much. Is there anything that you would like the listeners to know, or anyone who is listening right now and he or she is going through grief, or he or she is grieving about something? It can be a job, it can be a loved one, it can be anything. So what are the words that you want that person to hear from you that can be comforting?
I want that person to know, first of all, we are here for them, and as professional, we encourage that in case you find that you cannot cope it with yourself, you have to seek for professional help, like counseling, or you can talk to your religious leaders or to the friends for help. And then there are other things that I would love to tell them. They should know that how they feel is just one among the steps of making them feeling better. So from denial, the final stage is acceptance. So whatever they are feeling, they should not become upset, because at the end of the time, it will lead them to the better stage, which is acceptance. But if you're grieving for a very long period of time, you should not take it normal, because it is not normal for you to grieve for a very long period of time, though we know it's not easy to forget things, but how it makes you feel, it shouldn't make you feel bad for a very long period of time. So in case you find yourself, you fail to cope with the grief, make sure you seek for professional support and professional help. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you again.
Thank you so much, Miss Mollel. Thank you so much a lot, because I've learned so many things, and I do hope one who you are listening right now, you are learning and you've learned a lot from this episode. So please tune in the next coming episode, where we'll be talking more about battling grief from person who has experienced it. So tell a friend to tell a friend. Until we meet again in the next coming episode, stay connected in our social medias and ask any questions you have. Until we meet again, guys. Bye.